Hi there. Good morning. This is Rachel Richardson. Welcome to my channel. Today is Monday. I was thinking on the way home today from a couple errands I had to run after I dropped my daughter off at school. Like, why do I always say what day it is in these videos? And I think it's because it's a record of the ups and downs and the different modes of being, the different ways of being. You know, every day is not the same. Different energy levels, different activities, different states of mind, different circumstances, whatever it is, makes each day call for a different practice or a different level of understanding of your own state. So today's very different from yesterday, you know. I'm having a much better hair day, for one. But that's because I had to get up and go do something today, which is good. I like it on, I like days where I have, a meeting or an errand or something that I need to do in the morning because it gets me moving, gives my day sort of a sense of purpose. So I thought we'd do today, because I found myself doing this just on my own today in the car, a practice that calls in our ancestors and spirit guides, and what one of my best friends, shout out to Mike, he and I call them our Jedi Ghosts. There's that scene in Return of the Jedi when Luke is, I guess maybe he's not there. Anyway, all of his people come back around, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda, and is Anakin there? Is his dad, once he's been revealed? Anyway, they're there around the campfire while he's off partying with the Ewoks. I don't know, I haven't seen the movie in a while. But they're there, and they have been supporting him this whole time. And they have been the force, and they have been the guides that were, gently guiding him in directions that he maybe didn't understand in the moment. But he trusted them enough to be like, okay, if you say so. That's my interpretation. There might be some Star Wars people on here that are like, you have no idea what that movie's about. But that's fine. That's just, that's what I love about those movies. So I have a lot of Jedi Ghosts. A lot. I've been collecting them since I was little, like 3 or 4. I remember the first dream I had of my grandpa, who I never met, my dad's dad. I had a dream where he was in a room down a dark hallway and would turn on the light. This was in the first house I lived in. There was a long hallway on the first floor. And the dream was that I was in the hallway and there was a room down at the end with the light on. And I went there and he was there. And he was like, just so you know, if you ever need me, you'll know I'm around because I'm going to turn the light on in a dark room. And that was the first. That was, like I said, I was 3 or 4 years old. And ever since, I've just been collecting. I have had kind of a solitary life. My whole existence has kind of been about doing this on my own. There have been people nearby, but it wasn't always. It wasn't what it looked like. I've always been alone, in a way. And that's not supposed to sound like sad or anything. It's just that's how it's been for me. It's been a deep conversation between me and unseen forces, let's put it that way, because those were the ones who have always been the most consistent. So today I need to make a phone call when I'm finished with this video that I'm not really looking forward to. But I need to change the way I'm looking at it, because maybe I should be looking forward to it. Maybe it's going to be the answer to a question, but I'm nervous about it. And so I was thinking about that, and I was thinking, I'm going to call on my people. I'm going to call on my people. And I have so many. And so many of them are people that if you live in Toledo, Ohio, where this is being filmed, you would understand why those people were important to keep around. Their local cultural icons, record store owners and jazz club owners and abortion clinic founders and artists and, people who founded the Old West End Festival and people who created Toledo culture and who I feel like it's my duty to continue on their legacy. That's something that has been a soul mission for me my whole life. So I call on them. I call their names. And today in particular, I told them, I asked them, I was like, please show me that you're always around. You know, don't let me forget that you're here because I need support. And please also dump buckets of money on my head. That's what I said. I was like, I called out each of their names and I was like, I love you guys. Please dump buckets of money on me. Please dump buckets of money on my house and into my hands. And then I said, thank you. And then I was like, oh, okay, this is what today's video is going to be about. So I'm gonna walk us through this. This is one I haven't done before. So let's just assume the position. Let's sit however we like to sit, or if we're walking, that's fine, or if you're laying down, that's fine. But feet firmly on the ground. I think one of the reasons too that I'm having this, that I want to do this video today, is because I added another Jedi Ghost. You know, last week my friend Paul Hollenbeck passed away, and I am sitting in his office. I'm sitting in the room that he built for himself, with tall, standing, drafting table desks, because he was an architect. So in this way, I honor him, and every day I honor my Jedi Ghosts. So this will give you an opportunity to do the same, if you are so inclined. So, okay, here we go. Feet on the ground. Planted. And let's take that minute that we do to have our roots grow from our feet down through the floor, down through the building materials of our home or our office building, or down through the floor of the car if you're sitting still in your car. Send them all the way down through the soil, through the ice, and then through the soil. And then down through, all the way down as deep as you can even fathom, to the core of the earth. And this is to remind us that we are like trees, that we live here, that this is our home, and that we belong here. And then let's just take a couple of breaths, just to bring some peace into our being. Nothing is urgent right now. We're just going to sit and quietly call in, recall, remember people who maybe we haven't ever met in our family, maybe somebody that we've heard stories about, maybe somebody that was like the best friend of one of your parents, that you used to love going to their house when you were little, that there were just magical things around every corner. And when that person left the earth, you thought, how do I hang on to that magic? How do I incorporate that magic into my life so that I don't have to lose it? Or maybe it's a distant cousin who you never met, that someone said to you once that you looked just like them. Or that maybe they play the guitar, but they're the only other person in the family that really was into music like you are. But think about those people for a little minute. Give them form, give them shape, say their names to yourself. Think about the thing about them that supports you in what you do, the element of them that maybe lives on in you. Now think about maybe a friend or family member that you remember losing at a tender age, at an age that was very impressionable for you. Maybe you were in your early 20s and it was the first time you ever lost someone your own age, and it was just such a shock to your system. And maybe it carried a lot of grief. Or maybe this is someone who we lost in a way that was tragic, that brings a certain amount of darkness up when you think about it, that it's like unsettling Think about that person for a minute, but think about them as if they are a being of pure compassion, as if they are looking at you with so much love, and that as if the way that their life ended does not define their being now, their soul being. And think about them for a minute and maybe say their name to yourself. And think about the way some element of them now lives on in you. How do you keep them alive? And now think about someone who maybe was a teacher or a mentor, someone who you had maybe an intergenerational relationship with, someone who you felt like maybe you were part of their family or they were part of your family in a soul family kind of way, not blood, but still tied together from heart to heart. Think about how maybe you learned something from them that you didn't realize you were incorporating into your very, daily routine, something that you do that you learned from them that is part of you now. Something that maybe even you teach the people around you. And say their name. Think about them. Now try to think of people who you maybe didn't know, didn't have a personal relationship with. Think about people who were maybe nationally known or internationally known, whose work or thoughts or writing or music that they made or books that they wrote or activism that they did while they were on Earth, impact that they had on the Earth. Even if we didn't know them in real life, that doesn't mean that we can't be impacted by them. I know we all just are losing, celebrities who we feel connected to, and that's okay to feel connected to them. They touch us for reasons. I mean, it's the reason that the entertainment industry is as successful as it is. We need that. We need that art. We need that connection, even if it's people that we don't know. Now think about those people that bring us that joy, who might spark creativity in us. Say their names. I know we each have so many. And think about, maybe a movie that you saw or a performance that you saw of theirs that you have carried with you ever since you saw it or experienced it. Think about how you carry that forward. And now if you can, remember all the people that you just called up and kind of huddle them together around you. Have them circling around you. And just kind of look around and see how much they all love you. Just look at how much they love you. They're probably smiling and cheering, and they're just so excited that you took the time right now to hang out with them and remember them. And maybe later today you'll play a song that reminds you of somebody and just really spend some time with them in your mind. Or maybe you'll eat something that you used to eat with that person, or maybe you'll call one of their friends and just remember them with another person who loved them and who misses them. And then if you want, you can communicate with them right now. You can say, hey, I love you guys. I miss you. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that you're close by. And then you can say, remind me, show me ways that you're around. Show me ways, maybe I'll see a car that looked like yours, or maybe send me a song on Spotify or whatever music streaming you listen to, or send me a phone call from a mutual friend. Just ask them for some proof, for fun. And then ask them for something like I did before. Tell them, ask them, say, hey, you guys, I love you. You are infinitely powerful now. You don't live on this earth. You do not have the limitations that you had in your human body. Now that you are one of my Jedi ghosts, will you please pour some buckets of money in my home? Will you pour some buckets of money on me? See what they do. Just see what they do. And if that's not what you are asking for, fine. Ask them for whatever you want to ask them for. I'm asking mine to remind me that that my life here on earth is stable, that I have everything I need. I can take care of myself and my daughter and my home. And I can do the work that I love. I'm asking my Jedi ghosts to hook me up. So, once you've spent some time with them, take a few more quiet breaths. Look around again. Kind of marvel at all your people. Those are some pretty cool people. I've got some very cool people around me. Very cool spirits. I feel very lucky. And now I'm going to invite you to open your eyes after you've settled a little. Join me back here in my home office. And you can do this anytime you want. You don't have to even close your eyes. You can hang out with your ancestors and Jedi ghosts anytime you want. Call on them. Call them in, however you want to do it. So as always, I hope that you have found your time here today worthwhile. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, and I will see you next time. Bye.